Hello and welcome to The Broken Elevator, where we pitch the films Hollywood are too scared to make. My name's Stevie, and this week, Wumi's pitching
PaRappa the Rapper, Be the Man.
This episode's going to be a real challenge for the pop filters. PaRappa the Rapper.
PaRappa the Rapper.
PaRappa the Rapper. Or just say PaRappa. No, that's still not. No, I'm just. Yeah, man.
How good is this thing with like Peter Pipe to pickle pepper? That's not how it goes.
Bruv, there's going to be a lot of like rhyming and alliteration and all sorts of that stuff in this.
Jeez, have you written rap bars?
Do you know what? I haven't written rap bars, but I have rap bars for this ting, fam. Don't worry, I supplied
That's the only
them.
reason I gave you this challenge.
Sorry,
I was
it's
like, Wumi, you should do a PaRappa the Rapper sequel.
Oh my days.
I want you to write 6 original raps.
Nah. So you finally played it. PaRappa the Rapper.
Finally played it.
Yeah.
Finally played PaRappa the Rapper.
It's what 1996 game on the PS1. You know that old one.
I remember that. Didn't even vibrate.
It didn't vibrate. Yeah. So like, how you getting feedback on a rhythm game? You're not.
You're not.
You know, the inputs are mad. Like, come on, we played that game and we're like, what on earth?
Am I doing this right?
Am I doing exactly? You don't
To be
even.
fair, like, it didn't lag.
Yeah, it might not have lagged back in those days. For all those that don't know, PaRappa the Rapper is a rhythm-based game. In fact, it was probably like the first major rhythm game that, you know, hit, you know, the masses.
Right.
And you're this little kind of 2D dog, Poochie kind of character with the orange hat. And it's just really interesting because the whole game is about, well, I translate it, I kind of understand it as having a bunch of mentors who teach you life lessons. Mm-hmm. You know, so you play the game, the first guy you meet is this onion guy.
It's an onion.
It's a friggin' onion.
His guy's an onion.
His name's Chop Chop. PaRappa the Rapper effectively raps his way through every mission, through every challenge in life. It's like, I know, I gotta believe. and then you just introduced to a rap and he's sitting there, kick, punch is all in the mind. If you want to test me. And it's brilliant, man. Freaking love that game. It's so freaking hard though, man.
Are you pitching like a game?
No, okay, so...
Or like a film?
So
a musical.
What I'm doing, it's gonna be a musical. It has to be a musical. The story is just so disjointed. In fact, there's not really a story. It's a bunch of scenarios.
But yeah, that's the thing. Isn't it episodic? Isn't it supposed to be episodic like that?
Yeah.
It's like, it feels like watching a kid's show called PaRappa the Rapper.
Yeah.
A person who imagines up these rapping mentors each week to solve whatever that week's problem
Oh,
is.
snap. Is that how you saw it?
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, the mentors, especially the first one, that could have all just been in his head. I've always translated it as he actually meets these mentors and goes through the lessons with them, and then he comes out on top. So,
Right.
you know, the karate guy, we actually never really see him until the end of the game, but...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler alert.
Man, that just ruined everything for me.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry,
man.
bro. To be
I'm
honest,
never gonna
so
play a game
when we
again.
played it, we got up to the chicken level.
Can I ask you a question?
Guan.
What creature was that Jamaican? Like,
In the rain or in the
The
snow.
snow. It's like, I waking up this morning. Yeah, so he's a frog. His name is Prince Flea Swallow. Which makes sense. He looks like a bird frog. He says ribbit in the beginning of the game. Like, he's like, yeah, ribbit. Follow me rap. He's brilliant though. He's so good. Before I go into my pitch, I just want to say, in the original, so I have made some changes. It's a reboot, right?
Okay.
Or at least it's a film.
Is it a HD remaster?
It's a HD remaster, still going to be 2D, still going to be like totally out of the blue, but it's going to be done really, really nicely. What studio can we imagine doing this? Are we going to let DreamWorks touch this thing? They did really well. Hold on, did they do Astro Boy?
I don't think so.
Who did Astro Boy?
remember.
I don't remember who did
No
it, but I
idea.
thought it was amazing, just the way it looked. So the order in the game, you start off with Chop Chop, Karate Man, kick, punch, it's all in the mind. And then the second is a woman called Inspector Mussolini, you know.
Okay.
When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. Dun, 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 dun.
Teaching
Oh,
him
yeah,
how to
yeah, I
drive.
remember.
Teaching him how
Good.
to drive. The third one is Mr. Prince Flea Swallow, right? My guy in the arena
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the snow.
my
got
guy.
the funky,
Helping him
funky
make
flow.
money.
Helping him make money, yeah. Money is all you need. And the fourth one is Cheap. She's like, she's gangster. Shrimps and things. Okay, so that's the order in the film, right? And I think two things I have to introduce. I have to introduce the characters. So you have PaRappa the Rapper is in love with this girl called Sunny Funny. She's a flower head, and her dad is a flower pot. Yeah.
What, just the flower pot?
Fam, he's a flower pot with a body.
Right.
And he smokes. It's hilarious. You've got Kitty Cat, who's this cat girl. She dances really well. You got PJ, the DJ, but we only find out
PJ
he's a
the
DJ at
DJ.
the end. Like,
Is that the one that's eating all the time?
Yeah, he's always munching something. He's like a bear. He's like the most basic character. He's just a teddy bear. Oh, and I've also brought in characters from PaRappa the Rapper 2 because there's another game that they released afterwards on the PlayStation 2. Didn't have. I guess it wasn't as simple. It had a story. I didn't really like the story that much, but some of the songs in it are wicked. And I brought in the first story from that. Yeah, I tried on this one, guys. So yeah, we're introduced to PaRappa the Rapper's house, and we see PaRappa and his father chilling in the house. PaRappa's talking about how, man, I've really got to figure out what I'm doing in my life, man. This thing is getting so long. So father's reminding him that, you know, he thinks he's really talented and that he needs to just focus on something. And a phone rings. It's Kitty saying, yo, we're going to go check out the premiere for this new Joe Chin film. You want to check it out? And he's like, yeah, is Sunny going to be there? Of course she's going to be there. She loves spending time with us. And he's like, okay, I'll be there. So they go down to the cinema. By the way, I'm going to need you guys, when I don't have a name for something, to come up with your favorite rappers. And we just describe it. You know? Okay,
well,
so
we're gonna...
cinema. What rapper makes you think of cinema?
50 Cent, because he made that movie.
Yes, okay, so it's the 50 pence. It's the 50
50
pence. 50 pence cinema, right? Okay. They go down to the 50 pence cinema and they're watching this film, PaRappa sitting next to Kitty. And the film has this character, masked figure with a massive chin, destroying bad guys, just left, right, center, using karate moves and so forth. And at the end of the film, blinds come down, Joe Chin's there and it's like, hey guys, I'm here for the premiere. I'm here for a week chilling at, PaRappa Town. We're calling it PaRappa Town. Okay, so...
Is his dad like the mayor or something?
No, his dad's an inventor,
His
funny
dad's
enough.
an inventor and he's always broke, no?
Yeah, Papa PaRappa Rapper.
You can't take
Wait, car,
you've only
had it
since 10 minutes.
Papa PaRappa.
Papa PaRappa.
Papa PaRappa.
So is PaRappa their surname?
I don't know, bruv. Like, PaRappa's just a name. Like,
Go on, PaRappa.
yeah, so he comes in and PaRappa looks at him straight and he's like, wow, this guy's a real man. Like, this guy's cool. And the girls are like, wow, he's so cool. Oh, he's actually here. And then he looks straight at Sunny and he's like, I feel like hanging out with you guys today. You guys are lucky enough to spend time with me. And everybody's like, oh, that's great. We can take you to all the best places. And it's like, we got to take you to Beard Burgers. Beard Burgers is like the best place. And they end up following him to Beard Burgers, which is where you get burgers. Yeah. But PaRappa also not quite. Joe's in there getting so much attention. So he orders everybody in there burgers. Everybody in there free burgers because he's basically going to buy them all because he's showing off, his cash and his flashing that. Forgetting that actually PaRappa's there too. He's basically got to make all the burgers. This is the moment where we cue the rap for how to make burgers. And anyone who's seen the film, played the game, will sing along. So y'all got to sing along, yeah? But the whole point is PaRappa doesn't get to spend time with Sunny. Right. And Joe gets to spend time with everybody starting to love Joe. They ended up staying there all night. So PaRappa's there working late, gets really, really tired. And they're all walking out together. And Joe's like, yeah, this is cool. He's about to get in his car. But then suddenly, bad guys come out of nowhere. These kind of ninja-y characters. I'm going to make them like the Burger Burglar. From Burger from like McDonald's. Just, with buck teeth and everything. Just coming in there. And
my biggest crime is copyright infringement.
And Joe fends them off. He's literally like, ha, ha, ha. You can, he talks the whole way through about how kind of manly he is and how cool it is that he can do all of these things. He basically shoots them to death and beats them. And the girls, like all the other people who've been in the restaurant are thinking, yeah, he's so cool. And it's like, wow, this guy just took them out with ease. And then obviously PaRappa's just like, oh man, is that how he impresses the girls? Like, just, you know, he can fight. He's a real man.
I know what you're gonna say.
Nah, I'm not gonna say I gotta be.
Hero.
Nah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, but he is saying I gotta be a hero.
I feel like the first time he says that has to be like just at the start of the third act.
Listen, I'm breaking it down. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm breaking it down.
I know. I'm just sort of predicting where it's going, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, effectively, he's thinking, okay, snap, I got to I
gotta
beat this.
think about this
Yeah.
real hard.
Yeah, that's it. They run into the bullies. Bullies get defeated and all of that sort of stuff. And that night, because he's exhausted, has a dream about feeling, you know, completely exhausted and not being able to protect Sunny. He realized that he needs to be like strong, so he goes to this dojo which he's known about for ages, right? But just never really went in. And we see Master Chop Chop just there looking quite sad with himself. You know, there's a few students in there and he just looks really upset. PaRappa the Rapper comes along and goes, man, can you teach me how to fight? And he's like,
Can you teach me how to rap?
and he's like, what do you want to fight for? You know, what do you fight on? What do you fight for? What do you believe in? And PaRappa's like, oh man, I just want to be able to beat bad guys. But why do you want to beat bad guys? I just want to be the man. Being a man is very honorable, but...
Can I just say I'm loving the accent?
Thank you. I'm trying. But if you really want to kick and punch your way to victory, you must first...
He's stroking the beard and everything.
Discipline. I'm going to come closer to the mic, don't watch that, bro. And Chop Chop effectively sees that really deep down, this guy is longing for something. Is it a woman? No. I mean, yes. I mean, yeah. He goes, you do not believe in yourself much. I will train you. You must make sure you're disciplined. This is a terrible accident. Terrible.
First of all, can I just say thank you so much for not doing English?
Yeah. So he just he decides, okay, I'm gonna train you for this one lesson, and everybody in the cinema watching this film will be singing along to this because it's the first level. And back in those days, nobody had a memory card, so nobody saved their game. So you played the first level 1,000,000 times. Yeah, so it's literally kick, punch. It's all in the mind. If you want to test me, it's a brilliant song where he basically learns how to fight.
But in this film, would it be more like a montage?
It will be like a no. It'll be the whole song. No, it's
No,
not.
as in still the whole song, but in the form of a training montage.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's a very good point because it's not just going to be us sitting there watching along,
Yeah.
you know, unless it's like interactive cinema where everybody has a PlayStation controller with them.
And they just sort of average out the beat or something.
Oh my days, that's a brilliant idea. That's
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
That would be because it'll feel interactive, isn't it? So effectively, he sees that PaRappa is doing good, but he's not focused enough, and it's because, you know, PaRappa just wants to jump left, right, and center. He's like, you must really learn discipline. I'm gonna start to teach you this one lesson, this romantic lesson. And he's like, love, kick, love, punch.
It's all in the mind.
It's all in the mind. So effectively, PaRappa's like, okay, cool, I can fight now. And effectively, as he goes, Chop Chop closes the door for the last time. That's the dojo gone. Yeah. So he packs all of his things and he's like, I wonder if I've bestowed enough onto this young people to get somewhere far. Next day, no PaRappa, you don't have your license yet. That's PaRappa's dad.
Right.
PaRappa's dad's telling him, you don't have your license yet. You can't borrow the car.
Yeah.
And PaRappa's like, oh man, but he really should do this. They're calling him on the phone. They're telling him, okay, PaRappa, come out, man. Like, you know, we'll be there. And he's just like, oh man, I really wanted to come with the car. I thought Dad would say yes. over the phone. They're like, wow, what the heck is that? All you hear is PJ be like, wow, is that the Super Stretch Limo 900?
No.
Wow, it's got 400 and something MPM. It's so stupid. Dad's gone out. PaRappa's taking the car. He's taking it. Yeah, he's taking the car, just thinking, do you know what? I can drive. I'm a competent driver. I may not have had my license, but I can do this, you know? I'm the man. He gets to the meeting point and they're still impressed because Joe's just showing off his car. It's got a freaking jacuzzi in it. And Joe is like, so yeah, that's your old man's banger, right? Pulls him out straight. And he's like, I have you know this car is really good and it's better than what you have over there. So,
Oh, you're about to have a street race.
of course we're about to have a street race, dog.
Well, is it Sonny in the middle going, car number 1, are you ready?
So Sonny's saying it's a bad idea,
Oh, okay.
obviously, because she's a smart girl, right?
Right.
Kitty's like, oh, well, you know, boys are just going to do what boys do.
be boys, right.
And it's PJ who's getting excited about the fact that they're going to have a race.
Of course.
PJ is sitting in there, he goes in the middle and he's like, okay, yeah, see if you can beat me. And PaRappa's feeling really confident. So 3, 2, 1, go. In my mind, I'm thinking in the cinema, you can have people actually pressing buttons really fast to see who would win. But obviously, ultimately, we'll see what
I
happens.
love this like revolutionary cinema that you.
I know, man. Hollywood's too scared to make it.
Yeah.
So PaRappa's starting to lose. The only reason he's keeping up is because he knows the streets really, really well.
Right.
PaRappa's like, nah, man, this thing does not go fast enough. Oh, snap, there's a big red button here that says Nitros Ultra. I should probably not press that. Joe zooms past him, and is like, see you later, alligator. It's like super speed. It's like, oh snap, this is like, it's like I'm in the Matrix. What's going on? The car feels like it's moving really, really, really fast. Almost catches up to Joe, and then suddenly slows down and stops. Joe wins the race. Thing breaks apart. He's broken his dad's car, and now everybody's gonna have to get into Joe's car to get to the beach because Sonny really wanted to go to the beach. PJ is like, okay, PaRappa, this wasn't one of your best ideas, and makes a couple of calls and he's like, hey, Uncle Flea, how you doing? And he goes, oh man, why are you waking me up so early? And then PJ's like, but ain't you been up since your mama was a baby? Okay, cool. That was the password. Cool. I know I can
Those
try.
are the bars. Those are the bars.
That's the bars in the game. So he goes, okay, I know this is you. I know you're cool. You know, you're not coming to rat me out because basically he's
Are
a bit
you a
funny.
cop? You
Are you
gotta
a
tell
cop?
me.
That's
You gotta tell me if you're a cop.
and effectively he tells them that he's at the beach and then meet Mr. Flea. Mr. Flea Swallow. Flea Swallow is this really funky kind of looking frog rabbit. I mean, frog ribbiting
frog
swallow looking thing.
Yeah.
He's oh man, the stereotype is so mad. He's like, what kind of hat is he wearing? He's wearing like a bucket hat and he's in threads. And he's like,
It's supposed to be a yardie, no?
he's supposed to be kind of like a yardie, yeah.
Have you been imagining voice actors for any of these
No,
characters?
I beg you guys do it for me, please.
Oh, man.
Like, but it's just we just need some. I mean, you could technically have Damian Marley doing it. Like, it would be sick. Just Damian Marley just being like, you know, in the arena, in the snow.
Actually, yeah, Damian Marley would be dope for it.
Yeah, he could rock it. So effectively, Flea Swallow can kind of tell. Prince can kind of tell. Actually, you know, PaRappa, you're in a bit of a pickle. You know, I tell you what, if you help me out, I'll help you. Let's sell all of this stuff, and I'll help you make loads of money. You know, and then we go into the whole rap of making money.
Right.
So I can sell a skunk like this, and then PaRappa's like,
Sell a what?
I can even sell a skunk like this.
That sounds slightly suspicious.
That's definitely what would you call it?
A code word euphemism.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I can sell a skunk like this.
I'm gonna sell you some skunk.
Oh my days! How did I not
Wow.
even? Wow!
That's incredible.
Wow. That's the funny thing about this game. Like those things are in the game, and I didn't even clock because I played this when I was young. So in my mind, he's selling.
Does he also sell some hash browns?
He sells bottle caps, truck. You know, he's teaching PaRappa. Actually, you need to just be nice to people. If you're nice to people, then people will buy your stuff. Really, deep down, Prince is money is all you need. He's very, very much about I need to make money. But when he sees PaRappa actually selling with rap, so PaRappa's rapping while selling, and it's getting him crowds, and he's like, wow, I'm impressed by this kid. He's doing a really, really good job selling. He doesn't even know what he's selling, but he's doing a good job. He's making all this money for me. And he's like, wow, like, that's love, man. He loves his rap. And he's like, okay, so PaRappa, what's your situation? He's like, man, the car just got mashed up. I need to really sort this out. And he's like, so you're not even...
The car got mashed up. It's not like he just needed to update his MOT.
Nah, he needed the car mashed up. And he was like, yeah, well, you've made enough money now. You can get a car, you know? You can get a good car. And he's like, all right. I will help you. He makes a cool. Listen on this one. Yeah, put me to Susan. Yeah, Susan, put me to Damien. Damien, put me to Marley. You know? Yeah, put me to Sergeant Musu. I can't remember her name. Basically, there's a character in game number 2 who is sister, Sergeant Musil something, and she's the sister to the driving instructor in PaRappa the Rapper 1. So he's like, yeah, get me to the sergeant. Yeah, and then he speaks to the sergeant. So, yes, can your sister do me a deal? Yeah, he's only got like a couple of days. And he's like, okay, we'll do this.
Yeah, I've got some fresh skunk right here.
Yeah, but we keep it away from the, you know.
I love that, and when we're talking about skunks in this film,
we're talking about skunks.
Actual skunks.
They were actual skunks. You know, they were actual skunks.
If anyone's thinking anything else, they are actually skunks.
And
the stinking sort.
Yeah, the stinking sort. He sold them all. So he manages to get PaRappa this one day where he can actually meet up with this instructor called Instructor Mussolini, and
he's actually called Mussolini.
Yeah, the instructor is called
Moo.
Yeah, so it's a
cow.
Mussolini.
Right,
So it's like a cow.
Okay,
Yeah, so we already know that all the kind of law enforcers are cowards, but this is one dodgy cow. So he's like, great, this is sorted. We're good. PJ's like, yeah, man, now let's finally get back to Sunny, see her, and just tell her everything's okay. They get over there, and Mr. Joe is fully showing off with his jet ski. He's got all of these sort of...
jet ski now?
He's got a jet ski because, come on, he's at the beach.
Was it in the limo?
It must have been in the limo.
Probably space for it.
Yeah.
And Sunny's in there. Sunny's in the back of his jet ski, and she's enjoying herself. She's actually enjoying herself. Kitty's just sitting back, sunbathing, thinking, "Where are you guys going?" And we're just like covering business, you know.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
And she's like, well, you know, we've got everything ready for like Kitty's for Sunny's birthday. We just thought, you know, since she's having so much fun with Joe, you know, I'd keep it a secret, and then we can surprise her later. And then they're like, oh yeah, Sunny's birthday. Yeah, we were supposed to get her this and that and all sorts. And it was like, PaRappa, remember, you were supposed to get her a cake. And it was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to get her a cake. Oh snap! But the cake that she like, don't worry, I'll get her a cake. It'll be fine. PJ's like, okay, so when's her birthday again? It's the same day as the instructor situation. Wow. So we have a problem. We have a problem where it's like, oh snap, he's got to get this cake, and effectively, cake time is cake time. He's got to get this cake, and he effectively has to get his driver's license and get a car, and you know, be there for her birthday party, and he's sitting there thinking, oh snap, I actually don't really know what I need to do.
Meanwhile, Chop's just hiding behind the bush. Like,
yeah. Kitty is talking to Sunny, yeah? And this part is, you know, I titled this, Kitty's always got your back. Cat's got your back. We discover that Sunny actually likes PaRappa. at this point. But she's actually quite disappointed because she can kind of see how immature he's acting. He's acting in such a way. She's like, he's a really cool, talented guy and stuff like that. And Kitty was like, wow, I thought you were down for that Joe guy. Like, he's got all of these things. He's like, come on, I'm not like just impressed by money and stuff like that. And to be honest,
Oh, does she get a rap?
yeah, she'll get, well, she has to get a rap because if she don't get a rap, I'm in trouble.
Did she have one in the game?
No, she doesn't. She has a singing moment. She sings in the game. But she's basically saying that, she really likes guys with integrity, and guys who don't lie, and guys who aren't like this, and something like...
See, that could be a song.
Yeah, I guess this whole section...
Guys with integrity.
He's gotta be... he's gotta be...
Oh, he's gotta be wiser. He's gotta be hard. Anyway, and in this whole conversation, we effectively learn that she really likes seafood. She really, really likes seafood. Sunny really, really likes seafood. PaRappa finally gets home. Hasn't told his dad about the car. Dad's too busy doing his thing, so he's not really too fast. Oh, so how was your day today? It was really, really good.
I don't know what he's gonna happen.
And he hasn't told his dad about the car. And effectively, he's feeling down in the dumps. Dad tries to encourage him, tries to let him know, your old dad is, always there for you, man. Don't worry, you're a talented guy. Remember, you got this festival thing coming up. You're really, really good at these things. Dad obviously gives him some words of encouragement. PaRappa's feeling bad because he hasn't really been very disciplined and hasn't been honest about the whole situation with his dad.
What's happened to Mama PaRappa?
She's around, but she's never anywhere in the games. So it's always that thing that Mum's around, but let's just say Mum's working because the dad's the inventor. Yeah. So we never see Mum.
Someone's got to make the money.
Yeah, someone's got to make the money.
Bring on the bacon.
Effectively, Kitty calls PaRappa and doesn't tell him that she likes that Sunny likes him, likes who he is,
right.
But tells him that, bro, you need to stop being so hung up about this thing. She's effectively tells him, yo, just do your thing, man. Like, seriously, do your thing. You got nothing to worry about. Next day comes. PaRappa's stressed. He's got to sort out the car. He's got to sort out this cake, and he's got to get his raps together for this thing that his dad sorting him out, and he's got to get his license. And he's like, wow, how on earth am I supposed to get this license? He goes to the shops, tries to find cakes.
Ain't got none.
Cakes are super expensive. He's like, okay, I've got this money, but I can't actually spend it all on cakes. There's a cake in the game. There's a massive cake which has 400 and something pounds.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And another one that says 200 and something, and he's like, I can't, I've got to, what comes first, this car or this, or this cake or impressing Sunny, and, what comes first? What should I focus on? PJ calls him and tells him, yo, remember we got practice later for this thing. He's like, yeah, I'm just feeling really, really stressed right now. Maybe I can let off some steam after work at the dojo. Goes to work, finds out, oh yeah, sorry, you can't get your bonus because the boss has kind of died. They're gonna take the whole business, and as he walks out of work, it magically, not magically, but just out of nowhere, just somebody else comes with a truck and hammers a new sign on it saying, "Trendy Nude Dylan's." New Dylan's Lumberjack Cafe.
I was like,
do you want to try that one again?
Yeah, so
hi, I'm trendy nude Dylan.
no, that's literally what it is. It's basically based in the second game. Noodles take over, so it's noodles everywhere. Right. Yeah, it's a weird thing. This one guy comes in and he wants to replace everything with noodles because he's obsessed with noodles. It's a very...
All right, so what's it called? Say again.
So, trendy, nude, Dylan's...
How do you spell nude?
Nood.
Right, okay.
Then Dylan's...
Yeah.
Lumberjack Cafe.
Right, okay.
Right.
Yeah, and they play loads of Baltimore, swing and old school hip hop in there. Because they're trendy. Know what I mean? Yeah? Of course. And that's literally what's taken over as soon as PaRappa walks out of work. It's it's now a cafe. It's now a nice fancy cafe. So I had to add a little gentrification joke in there. You know how I do. And so we find out the boss dies, and he has the rest of the money. He obviously has the rest of the money for the car, so he's thinking, oh man, I can't get her this cake. So he walks his way to the dojo because he thinks he's going to have a lesson. He gets to the dojo and all he sees is the little onions packing away. They're packing stuff into the truck, and it's like, wasn't I supposed to be here today to finish my lesson, to do more lessons? You were going to teach me that new romantic karate? He's like, yes, oh, maybe I should have taught him that I sold my dojo. Oh, but maybe I feel responsible. Maybe I should be disciplined like my student has been disciplined, because he didn't expect him to turn up.
Right.
Right? He turns up and he's like, okay, do you know what? I see something in you, boy. I see something, and I'm going to teach you the rest.
Nah, you should just straight up be like, oh, it was inside of you all along.
That's what he'd say if he couldn't be bothered to teach you.
Most people think being a man is being strong and being courageous and being able to cut things in half with your bare fist. Some of that is true. but being a man, you know, being able to love is as much of being a man as anything else. You must believe in love. And that was the most trippiest thing, and then he just disappears. Like, just disappears. I mean, just has a moment where just like sakura leaves just like come floating past.
You hear those panpipes.
yeah. Just like that. Because, yeah, it's hilarious. And then at the end, you see the dojo completely boarded up, and it's another noodle place. And it's another, so it's like, come on, all right, give me a rapper.
Drake.
Oh, yeah. So Drake's Disco Noodles. Let's call it that. Yeah?
Okay.
You can come and dance and listen and eat noodles at the same time. Yeah? Drake's Noodle Toodles.
Drake's Noodle Doodles.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then you see the truck
If you're
left.
reading this, you're eating noodles.
Please eat noodles while listening to this. And then we see the truck go by, and then PaRappa's just like, oh man, like, that didn't help.
Like, where'd you go? Hey,
All I learned was this funky.
come back.
All I learned was this funky move. Like, oh crap! And now I need to make this. Like, I need to sort out this cake, and
That was a waste of time. I could have been making cake.
So the day comes. Oh no, not the day. And he realizes he has to make the cake beforehand. So he calls PJ and it's like, okay, PJ, what am I doing about this whole cake situation? What do I do? I completely forgot this. I completely apologize. But the main word that he learns from Mr. Prince Fleetwood, the guy from before, is resourceful. So discipline from Dojo Man, resourcefulness from the frog, right? And he's thinking to himself, I need to be resourceful because right now I'm just using nothing. He's actually applying the things that he's learned from the other teachers. So calls up PJ. PJ's his guy. He trusts PJ with his life. It's like, PJ, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to figure out how to make a cake. I don't have too much money. I've got to get this car tomorrow. What's going on? It's like, I'm sure we can find something on FoodTube. Yeah.
Of course.
He goes on FoodTube, finds out how to cook a cake simply.
Nah, man, call it WooTube.
WooTube. Yeah, WooTube. WooTube. Yeah, WooTube. So he frugals WooTube, right? And he finds out, okay, so we need to find you a cake, a real cheap cake. You know, types in cheap cakes. Yeah. First thing that pops up, cheap cooking. And PJ's like, yeah, but she's a bit, I don't know, she's a bit crazy. I don't know if you want to like go into this because she's just like, she's talking about something about like beef jerky. You don't really want a beef jerky cake, do you? Like, no, you don't really want. PJ says this. Yeah, PJ says this.
Surely like, he says, but piss her off.
Beef jerky.
Yes. Okay, so he's got to learn how to drive, and effectively he learned the next day. He's got to learn tonight. Or he's got to make this cake the next day because the day after that is Sonny's birthday and he's got to get the car and he's got to sort all of these things out. So You know, they try to get in contact with Cheap Cheap, but she's not answering. And they do all they can to try and find a number and so forth, and it's just not really working. So it's like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but you know, we'll have to just figure this out in the morning. Man, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. PJ's telling him. It's just like, okay, and he just raps his way to sleep. Next day comes along. We got the morning. This is the day of the lesson, and it's also her birthday. And it's funny, at this point of the story, I was not quite sure if I should separate the days and just say it was a day before the birthday and all that sort of stuff. But either way, we can figure that out. Lesson time comes. He's like, okay, let's just get on with this because I'm not really sure like what should be happening. And she's like, okay, so we're here. We're sitting in a car. I want to see if you can get far. Step on the right. and she's just saying that, and he's like, oh man. At this point, basically, he's learning how to drive, and he's doing really, really badly. And I think he's incredibly stressed by all the different things that he has to do today. He's got to make the cake. He's got to get this, and he's upset about all of these things. And he's driving, and he's making all sorts of mistakes. And it's like, PaRappa, you're not going to get this right if you can't stop. And then 1 minute he's driving, and she's just like, whoa, 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 stop the car. And there's a part in the song where it's like, whoa, 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 stop the car. And she stops, and she sits down, and she comes with the really nicest tone, and she just says, do you know why we stopped the car? And he's just like, I don't know. I don't know. Why did we stop the car? Do you know why we stopped the car? He's like, no, why did we stop the car? And he's like, PaRappa, the fact that you don't know that why we stopped the car shows that you've got a lot to learn.
Was there like a moose in front of him or something?
She says, what's wrong with him? And he finally opens up about the fact that he, one, lied to his dad, two, he's feeling this pressure. He opens up all of these things
so
to
he
her.
Just has this emotional breakdown.
Emotional breakdown right there. And he's just like, I can't, like, you know, it's getting too much for me. I can't concentrate. And she's just like, you need to just stop and think and slow down and take things step by step, you know? First you put the clutch. So she basically gives him a driving lesson while they're sitting still, not while they're driving. And
are they all metaphors?
They're all metaphors, yeah, for different things that he's got to face in his life, or at least at this stage. And at this point, he fully opens up to her, and the one thing that he opens up to her a lot is the fact that he likes this girl, but he's feeling like he's not man enough. And he actually opens up to her about it, and she basically says, well, to be honest, you know, I think she'll go with Joe. Yeah, and he didn't expect to say that because he's just opened up, and it's like, oh no, like, really, you think so? And she's like, I mean, he's rich, he's got a car, he's got this, he's got that. I mean, you know, he seems like
Have you seen that chin?
Have you seen that chin?
That chin, though.
He's obviously a talented guy. I mean, he's got loads going for him. I don't see why she wouldn't go for him. And he's like, you're right. And then she's like, but at the end of the day, you're a man and you got stuff to do. Yeah? So take a break. It's all right. In fact, the best thing that you've done right now is been open about all the things that you've got stressing on your chest. It's been affecting your driving. It affected your driving back then because you were trying to move too quick. And it's affecting your driving right now. So take things one step at a time. Right now, we've just got to get this driving license. So let's get this driving license. So, do you know why we stopped the car? She's like, why did we stop the car? She's like, I forgot to close the door. and that's part of the song.
I feel like I should have seen that coming.
Yeah. But it's because of the emotional part in the beginning, because he's finally opening up. And at that point, he's taking things step by step. And she's like, no, PaRappa, you do it step by step. And he's learning a lot better. And one thing that he's really good at is remembering what he needs to do through rap, through rhyme. So they rap the rest of the song. right? And that's when people can continue. And she's like, do you know what? And that whole cake idea, seriously, I know a girl that can sort you out real easy with that whole cake situation.
Cheap.
She makes a cool.
It's cheap.
It's cheap. she's like, oh yeah, this guy, he's totally, no, don't worry, he's a learner. He's a person who wants to learn. Yeah, he's a real man. Yeah, he's willing to learn. And we get to cheap. She's like, oh, I don't want nobody who's not willing to take my instruction. Nobody who's not willing to take this. All these men out there think they can do what they want. And the reason I have to stress about Cheap's character is because she's the most stressful part of the whole
I like that
game.
She came last. She's like the boss to us.
We
couldn't finish that level.
We really couldn't finish that level.
Every other one, fine. Doddle.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to breeze through this bit because
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna breeze through this bit. At the end of the day, he meets Cheap. Cheap is a nightmare. Cheap is like, you thought that Mussolini was hard. Cheap is mad. She's screaming at him, telling him this, for my food tube channel, you have to get it right. She's been really tough with him, and he's basically having to deal with a really difficult character.
What emotional lesson does he learn from her then?
What he learns from her, I think, is just how to deal with patience, yeah, and how to deal with really difficult situations, because he's cooking a freaking shrimp cake.
Sonny's favourite,
and baking a cake is all about patience.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about friggin' patience. It is. It's about patience. Oh, Tam, you did well. Spud you there. It
actually is.
So he effectively learns how to do it, and she's proud of him because, well, she doesn't show that she's proud of him, but the cake comes out really good. And she's like, wow, this is a really good cake. I really like this. So, time to catch Sonny at the end of her birthday when everybody else has been catching her. Everybody's upset with the fact that he's not there. And then he finally comes with this cake and this new car, which he's managed to get because he's now got his license. Finally gets her at the end of the day. Sees it, shows it to Sonny. Joe's there as well doing this thing, but Joe's there with a massive cake. But he's got the shrimp cake because Kitty magically gave him the lesson of what he should put in the cake. Sonny loves the cake. Turns out PaRappa loves the cake too. Everybody else is looking at it thinking, this looks disgusting. But they're both eating the cake. They're sharing a moment together, which they haven't been able to do for the past couple of days. And effectively, PaRappa asks her out, and she's like, yeah, if you like cake like this, I mean, you could be my peoples and we could be peoples. Yeah. Jeez. Next day, he's with the car. He gets the car back to his dad's, but he finally asked his dad for permission to take the car out. Before then, he then tells his dad, you know what, Dad? I'd tell you what actually happened the whole day. And he opens up to his dad about all the things that went wrong. His dad is super disappointed, but actually very proud of him because he's managed to make that money. He's managed to be honest about it. He's managed to be disciplined to actually make all the things happen. And he seems like he's in a good position right now.
But remind me, how do you make his money?
Selling all the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess this is where this effectively, there's this really one funny moment, and I'm about to kind of round this off because I've got to bring Mr. Maestro into this story at some point. Yeah. We have a scene where it's kind of a clutch moment where they just had a really nice day out, him and Sonny. But that cake messed him up because it's a shrimp cake. It messed him up so bad, and he was trying to act tough, right? Because he was trying to act like he could handle it. He was too afraid to tell her, oh, snap, I really need to go to the toilet right now. And it messes up his face and it makes him look super serious. And she's sitting there in the game. Mm-hmm. She finds him more attractive because he's serious, because he looks serious. But because you didn't get that far, right? But in the game, that's what happens. But this time, she's not very impressed because he looks really uncomfortable and he looks upset at her. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why are you upset with me? And he's just like, no, I'm fine. He tightens it up, acts like he's not feeling a certain way. And it makes her feel uncomfortable. She's like, why is he not being open with me? And then they go to a gas station.
You need to open up, man.
Yeah, you need to open up, man.
Just open up.
Just open up your ways, man.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. Like, yeah, it's just, I'm fine, man. I'm fine. Because he's sitting there thinking I'm a man. I'm not going to, you know.
Leave me alone. I'm fine.
Like, I'm just fine. Come. And the show on the radio in the car on the way home is like, you show me your desire just to let go of that fire. And he goes to the gas station.
Does he look at the radio and says, I'm fine?
He goes to the gas station, parks off, looks annoyed, runs straight to the toilet.
Of course.
Joe's been following them the whole time.
Oh, this guy.
And he leaves her in the car, he goes to the toilet. PaRappa is in this situation where Joe comes out and meets him there and sees, bruv, like, I told you she's going to be mine, right? Yeah. And he's just like, oh, man, I can't really deal with this right now. Oh, so you're saying you want to fight for her? Yeah, come on, we can fight for her.
I don't know why I'm thinking of that episode of Friends now, when Joey, like, really needs to pee or something.
Oh, yeah.
He's just, like, bouncing around. I can't do this right now. No, I can't. Ah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, and he's fighting. And he's feeling really super tense. And it's like, oh, so you want to fight? Okay, we can fight for her. I tell you what, we'll fight for her. That's what Joe's saying. And it becomes this fight because Joe is standing right in between him and the toilet. Right. And Joe is like, nah, mate, like, we're going to fight for her. And PaRappa's like, I only had one freaking day of training. One day of training with this guy. I can't fight this guy right now. Not when I'm feeling like this. Joe's saying all sorts of stuff about how you can't keep her. You can't do this. You call yourself a man. If you really want to call yourself a man, prove yourself, you know? And they start to fight. PaRappa is running so hard to just get away, but he has to face this guy. This is his obstacle. And the only thing that comes into his mind is love kick. Love punch. All the romantic stuff. He's like, I can't fight with the chopping because chopping and all of that sort of stuff is just going to make me want to go. I've got to go with the flow. The flow of love. And I think, and it's a rap. So just so you know, it's a rap. So while he's doing it, he's dodging the moves of Joe. Dodging all the moves. Getting around him.
Is it technically a dance fight?
It's a dance fight, yeah.
Just like Despicable Me.
Hey! And I haven't seen that. So it turns into he caresses his lover. So there's to caress the lover, you know, like love duck.
He's holding Joe close.
Yeah, real close, and it's making Joe feel like what is this? He's feeling really uncomfortable, and PaRappa's feeling really uncomfortable. It's a really uncomfortable man and man moment, and he manages to get get into the toilet, do his business, and Joe and Joe's run off. Mm-hmm. Joe's run off, and PaRappa comes out, goes to the car. He just sees the limo in the distance. He can only see the back of it because it's so long, and he's like, looks to his car. Sonny's not there.
Sad times.
Took too long, PaRappa. He's like, you took too long, PaRappa. You know, you were just being funny with me. I just had to go. And he's just thinking, well, man, that's what I get for not just being straight with the whole situation. Festival day comes. And we have a whole situation where he's having to be self-reflective and speak to his desk. Yeah, I can't. I don't have much time.
Sorry, I'm just imagining that he to profess his love to her. He goes up on stage and basically does a rap about how he needed to use the toilet. I'm sorry, baby. I don't know what to do. I had to use the toilet so I could do what?
No, but the festival comes and his dad tells him, yo, we've been planning this thing, man. You're talented. I know you can do this thing. Why don't you just focus it? PJ's going to be there for you, all of that sort of stuff. Don't worry about the girl. And he's like, do you know what? And he was like, you told me about all of these mentors. What were the things that you learned from them? And he goes through the list of all the things: resourcefulness, discipline, patience, and just dealing with difficult people. And you know, and also romanticness. You know, being a man isn't all about being able to knock people out, and all of that sort of stuff. And he learns that and he internalizes that and he raps about it and he comes up with his bars and he gets to the festival. It's just him and PJ doing his thing. Kitty's there. Everybody's there. It just becomes this big, nice, kind of cool thing. And PaRappa's feeling a bit funny about it. But then at the same time, he's like, do you know what? I didn't get the girl, but I learned all these things about myself. And this is where we enter Mr. HenryOMaestro. Say hello to the people, brother.
Hello.
Can we hear him?
You need to get him a mic.
You need to get on the mic, bruv.
Hello. Oh wow, cool. Hi. I'm sorry, man. I'm just.
It's good to have you back, Henry.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, bruv. I mean,
It's been a while.
it's quite funny because I was writing this story. I was spending all the day writing a story and I needed a rap and I'm not very good at raps. But me and Hennes were having a long discussion about being a man and doing your thing and being the man.
This entire episode is literally like my life story right now. I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Yeah, me and Hennes mainly came up with a rap. I gave him a list of things.
Hey, trust me, when it comes to writing raps, make sure you have bullet points of what you need to say. It saves so much time.
Yeah.
He
literally did it in like 30 minutes. It was a cool, probably less than that. I thought it was so cool.
Are you gonna rap for us, Henry?
I have to, don't I?
I mean, I can spell it out.
I want to do it.
All right, try and be as.
I wish I had some kind of loop machine on my phone.
You can beatbox.
Nah, I did that last week.
That's so yesterday.
And I've not even got time to talk about the real villain. There's an actual villain in this. A bigger
There
villain.
was a villain
There's
the
a
whole
bigger
time.
villain.
Oh,
There's a bigger
yeah.
villain. But anyway, so before we get to the rap, just to close it off, right? What happens is obviously Joe has a major superiority complex. He's really trying to prove himself as being a man by getting the girl, by showing off, by doing all of these sort of things. And PaRappa basically doesn't have anything by the end of it. But we actually learn that the reason why Sunny wasn't there was because she was looking for PaRappa while Joe went off.
Right.
In the distance, Limo was so big. But when he got when PaRappa left and went, he basically deserted Sunny. But Sunny still turns up, because she cares about his rap, right? And Henry, but the big bad guy of the whole story is Joe's dad, who's actually this guy who's coming into the town, the villain in the movie, right? In the original movie.
Oh, yeah. So I think I heard an instrumental was ready for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, for real?
Yeah. I mean, I know you was about to tell us about the big bad guy.
Keep going.
Yeah,
come on.
So
I'm going to do my thing over here.
So the big bad guy, effectively, he's never around for Joe. Oh. It's another one of those daddy issues.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Another quid in the daddy issue jar.
So the dad obviously is paying for everything, buying out the whole city, and telling his son that effectively, he just needs to conquer. So the dad's idea of manhood is being able to conquer, having power, being able to buy off all these things. So the dojo got closed down because it was like, yo, we can give you a new TV show if you do your stuff online. Cheap. Yeah, she's been given a TV show.
You could be like her.
Yeah, the instructor, she doesn't want to like do things with with him because she's kind of straight and narrow. It's funny, the two not straight and narrow characters, Prince and the instructor, they're the ones who don't have anything who don't want to be bought off. Joe's dad comes out on stage, wants to buy the festival, wants to take all the integrity and the originality of PaRappa Town.
Right.
Joe versus PaRappa. PaRappa's obviously beaten Joe because he's learnt what being a real man actually is. And then Joe's dad comes onto the scene saying, no, really to be a man is to powerful. Just throwing all the typical male kind of constructs of what being a man should be. And this is the rap that saves the day.
Yeah.
Cool. Press play, DJ.
Oh, is that the... Okay, I didn't know that was a cue.
How is this gonna work?
Well, the music will play and you just rap over it. Yes.
Oh, snap.
Oh, no.
Snap.
Oh, no.
I can hear that.
E.
Yeah.
What?
Uh.
Go on, Hannah.
2.
Things that I used to think. To be a man, actually stink.
Oh.
Trying to be a fighter with money and power. Buying cool things that only make me sour. Then I got life. Thinking I'm the one, yet I only know strife. I'm pushing myself to get gay with no pain. Not realizing that I only look vain. But you see, I've learned. You can't play with fire without getting burnt. I finally understand.
Yeah.
I finally understand.
No.
Yeah. But you see, I've learned you can't play with fire without getting burnt. I finally understand.
And again,
I finally understand.
And a go.
To be a man, I got to know discipline. Both for learning to drive and cooking. Learning to work with those that surround me. As our community is a true bounty. Look at all the nice things that are sold. I'm reaching my goal without selling my soul. If I fail, I can handle the stress. I'll keep preserving, doing my best. I won't let me fool, comparing myself with you. I know who I am, and I know what I came to do. I'm learning, growing, expressing myself. Grateful for blessing because it's good for my health. Finally, I truly understand. I may not get the girl, but I'll still be a man. But you see, I've learned you can't play with fire without getting burnt. I finally understand.
What do?
I
You finally understand.
Yeah. But you see, I've learned you can't play with fire without getting burnt. I finally understand.
He finally understands
I finally understand.
how to be a man.
Yo,
Yeah, man.
Don't
So
expect
I
it.
stumbled there, but hey, whatever.
yeah, it's alright, man. We'll put the words in
It's
the
online.
description. Yeah.
So is that how it ends? Just like that?
Well, obviously the bad guy explodes and confetti comes down, and then Joe starts dancing with the rest of them. Let's just say a female with a massive chin comes along with him as well. Nah, it's not about like Sonny obviously comes around. I mean, I think maybe we should keep it ambiguous if PaRappa and Sonny actually get together. Like maybe not just be like, yo.
That can happen in the sequel.
That can possibly happen in a sequel. But yeah, that is my pitch for PaRappa.
Okay.
Be the
I got some, especially in the second half of it.
Yeah.
I really started to get Scott Pilgrim vibes.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just beforehand, I was like, maybe I should get. What's the director's name? I always forget his name.
Right.
Edgar Wright to just like do this thing, like, even just from camera perspectives and stuff like that, because it would have to be more dynamic than the game. It'd have to be a bit different. But yeah, now man, Scott Pilgrim's a big film for me. You know, I'm sorry, it really, really, really is.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen Baby Driver yet.
I really,
I really want to see that.
I really want to see Baby
it
Driver.
is.
I'll see it soon, bro.
I actually think it's like
Really,
summer.
one of his best
Really
The
films.
good.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I really want to see
I
that.
saw the trailer for that. I thought to myself, "Raw, this looks peak. Like, I want to see this."
Yes, it.
Okay,
And
now's not the time to talk about how great Edgar Wright is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still had that episodic feel.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of helped go towards that sort of Scott Pilgrim comparison, since it was like it was six comics all squashed into one film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but you definitely managed to sort of loop it together into one narrative. I definitely got that feel from it, so that was good.
I actually had to swap things around to
Make it
Yeah, I
fit.
know.
for the
noticed.
narrative.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like I was really like, I know that I could just try and go with the flow of the way the game does it, but that limits the creative parts of what I want to do with it. You know?
I mean,
I
that's
think-
what you do with an adaptation. It's like you can't just do a straight adaptation of anything. You need to change it so that it works better with a visual narrative.
And it being an adaptation and all that, you actually kept real true to like its original form, didn't you? Like like you said, it was going to be for the fans, and you had all the references in there.
Yeah. But I mean, there's at least a story there that you could follow if you hadn't seen.
Yeah,
it.
for
Like,
sure. I mean, like, I think your story works a lot better than the game's.
safe.
It just makes sense.
I'll be honest, I stumbled a little bit when it came to Mussolini's story part. I think just because I hadn't fully fleshed out exactly how that exchange between her and PaRappa happened. I wanted to maybe add some backstory to how they've met, how they might have met before and stuff like that. But I realized that wasn't really important. I think what was important is that he got what he needed to learn from them.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to stress, I kind of forgot about this. I tried it with Prince in the sense that they all learn something from him, because every good mentor sees that they're learning from teaching the person that they're trying to teach.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could have maybe played on that a bit, but it's a long pitch, man.
It's long, but it's decent. It's good. Like,
Safe.
it's good. I liked it.
I'm gonna be straight up honest. You guys need to work on your timings. Like, you need to learn to be concise and break it down. Honestly, it's just a sign of bad writing to me.
It's
Like,
all on you now.
Hey,
All right.
all I want to say is I'm not a writer.
No, it's
I'm not a writer, though. Yeah, man.
I am.
Yeah, sorry. But hey, it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I liked it.
So if you liked Wumi's pitch, maybe you want to know a little bit more about PaRappa the Rapper. Maybe you want to know when Henry's latest LP drops.
Henna's Maestro.
You can email us. You can email us at brokenelevatorpod@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at brokenepod. You can find Wumi at Wumsum on Instagram, Twitter. You can find me at Tam the Man. You can find DB at YesDB.
Mm-hmm.
You can find Henry at HenryOMaestro.
HenryOMaestro.
HenryOMaestro. Okay. Also check out the website, thebrokenelevator.co.uk. Wumi, you doing a write-up?
Yeah.
You want to put on some stuff that you had to leave out, stuff like that?
Yeah, and I'll just put the top best songs, because come on now, it's gotta have a top 10.
Think of some like actors as well, like guest rappers that you would have.
Yeah, I really wanted to find a way to pigeonhole like Doom into it or something like that. You know what I mean? Just because there was so many. If in the second game, if I do a sequel to this, like you just want to make up rappers out of crazy objects. Like maybe have like a vacuum cleaner rapper, or like I don't know, a razor rapper. They make things out of everyday objects in this thing, man. Mad.
All right. So that is two
Razor sharp bars.
That's 2 out of the 4 game of month pictures
Yeah, man.
done. 2 more to go.
Yeah, man. Tam, don't worry about it. Like, really, with this, game of month, you just got to believe.
And I think I'm going to leave it on that.
I know.
On that note.
I gotta believe.
All right. So see you next week.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Ciao. Be the man.
I'm going to play more of my music. Does anyone have... Who wants to freestyle? Wumi! You've had to... You've got to believe.
Yeah.
God.
So, I'm the man. I ain't got no waste man plan. I'm out here just doing the best I can.
The beat hasn't actually dropped yet.
Has it not?
Nah.
Okay.
Just
I'm that guy.
Nah, man. I just
let it ride.
keep on spitting
Bars.
acapella, cause I do it better than any other fella.
Oh.
Out here trying to call me a heifer, but nah.
Yeah.
The beat is stuck. And I spit my bars. I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
I want to keep on going. That I'm flowing, enjoying every single music. This is what I'm knowing.